What is going on, you guys? I hope you're all having an embraceful day today. Hopefully we're going to be getting the TC back up and running. If you guys are new to the channel, my alternator ended up giving out, so it was not going to be any good anymore because it was making like a whining noise. My headlights were flickering and whatnot, and I did try and rebuilding my alternator, but I guess the shop that my dad took it to, they said that it wasn't even worth rebuilding, so they gave me a new one, which is the one that's right here. It's not new, this is somebody else's alternator that they rebuilt that was actually worth rebuilding. They charged me $70 for that one, which I think a new one costs like around maybe $170, not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But if you're new to the channel, I not only just wanted to change out the alternator, I was talking to Chris with the other Rocket Bunny TC that actually has his completed.
Now, for those of you that aren't familiar with Chris, this is Chris. Chris is a young, jollyful fellow who likes long drives on the beach. Not only does he drive a pretty sick, unique car, he also models. Book your appointments now before he's booked for the rest of the year. Follow him on Instagram, send him a DM, and watch his modeling career spike up.
He told me might as well change everything out, the thermostat, the water pump, the serpentine belt, and add a thermostat gasket. Of course, you're gonna need that. But that's what I have right here. This is the water pump, serpentine belt, all new stuff. A gasket, of course, for the water pump, thermostat, and the gasket right there. And Chris kind of had a point there, because let me show you guys something. If we get under the car, I think my water pump was gonna start giving out anytime soon now. Let's see. If you take a look, Kodak, leave me alone. Kodak, watch out. Like, if you can kind of tell right there, look at all that pink stuff. That pink stuff is coolant, and it's kind of like right under the pulley of where the water pump's pulley. That's right there, as you guys can tell, and you see all that pink stuff. So I think my water pump is giving out as well, so might as well, I'm gonna be changing that out, getting that fixed, so we don't have any problems later in the future. Look at this guy, Kodak. Stop it, Kodak, get your foot off of my face, buddy. What? Be careful. Yeah, lick my finger. Say what's up. Say what's up, Kodak. Hey, don't get the lens dirty. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get this wheel taken off, get this cover that's right here pulled off. That way we have a little bit more access for the belt when we do end up replacing the serpentine belt, which will probably be later on. That's gonna be the last thing we do. So let's get all this cleaned up and bleed the coolant. And these tires are already freaking almost out right here, right in the middle. I'm gonna have to rotate these to the back. I haven't done it in a while. I think these have a whole bunch of thread because I haven't done it. Hell yeah, this one has a whole bunch of thread left. This ones are completely gone. We're gonna have to do that before we put this back onto the car and get it running. Rotate the tires. Gotta remember that. Just break it. You can kind of see all the pink coolant right there. Look at that. Damn, it's a lot of coolant. Now I'm just gonna remove, might as well, the serpentine belt, since we're no longer gonna be needing it. So the serpentine belt doesn't really look that bad. Doesn't have that many cracking. Just this one little rivet thing all the way around has look like it's been eaten. Just that one little strip, that little groove. But other than that, there's no cracks or anything like that, which is pretty good. I could probably even reuse this. I'm not going to, since I already have a new one over there. But I mean, it doesn't look too bad. So now we're gonna begin by draining the coolant. Get it out of the system. If you check on your driver's side, you will notice that there's this little plug that's right here. This is coming out of your radiator. This is where you're gonna drain your coolant from. When you unscrew this, it's gonna start coming out from this hole, so make sure you have a pan right underneath it. So as you guys can tell, watch. Twisting it. There it goes. Oh, spilling right over it. Maybe I shouldn't untighten it that much. There we go. Consistent flow. I guess it was starting to pour out through here. I don't know why. Oh, it's dripping a little bit from there. So we'll leave it a little bit unscrewed. Don't take it all out because it will probably flow all the way out through here. But as you guys can tell, it's a nice little stream. Just a good stream. Kind of speed up the process. You can unscrew your cap for your radiator, and that's gonna make it flow a lot better and a lot quicker. Need a little coolant flush as well. I think it's a good idea because it looks a little orangish and it should be pink. Well, on the camera it looks a little orangish for you guys, but it's a little like not as clear as it should be. So while it's almost finished draining, there's still a couple drops here dripping here and there. I'm gonna start removing the water pump pulley, which is right there. As you can see, that's right there. I spoke to Chris. Chris said it's kind of easy if you remove the motor mount, which is that screw that you see right there. You unscrew it, jack up the car, and it frees up a lot of space. But I'm kind of looking from under here, since I removed all this, and I mean the pulley's like right here. I can probably fit like a little wrench right there and the crowbar in order to pull the pulley, but I don't know if it's gonna make it easier to pull the water pump off. So I'm gonna try this way, pull the pulley like this. That way I don't have to undo the motor mount, even though it's just one bolt. But I want to try like this, and if that kind of makes it an issue, I'll just pull the motor mount, jack up the whole entire engine block on this side only, and we'll get it done that way. But let's try this way first. So taking it off the pulley is going to be pretty easy. Taking it off this way, I just put a pry bar against the lower control arm, and I got the pry bar on those bolts that are right there, and I'm easily being able to pull those, well, unloosen those bolts. We'll see if we'll be able to pull the pulley out. I'm pretty sure we will, but after that we'll see if the water pump is easy to access from here. If it is, frees up a lot of time without having to undo the motor mount, but I don't want to say that just yet until we actually are able to do it from down here. So we just need two more, which are this one and this one that are right here. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. So I put the wrench right there, get another wrench, put it in right there. Make sure the other one is perfectly positioned where it's supposed to be. That way you don't strip it. Just give it some good pressure. There we go. Bam, easy. Now we just need one more, which is this one right here. Put the wrench, and bam, hit you guys, but it loosened. There we go. So I got all four of them should be loosened, so I don't need this pry bar anymore. Get that out of here, and just take off the bolts. And there's the fourth one. So the pulley should be able to come off. Yep. Maybe not. Oh, maybe it is. It's kind of hard. Maybe not through under here. I think through the top. I think we have to remove it from the top. Let's give it a try through the top. Out. God damn, look how dirty it is in here. That is crusty. Not crusty, but just filthy dirty. Whole bunch of dirt. Definitely gonna have to clean this up. Pulley has been cleaned, as you guys can tell. It looks a lot cleaner than it did before. There's no more dirt in there if it focuses. Been having focusing issues with this camera. It's supposed to be fast focusing and it's not focusing fast. Well, it is clean. It's ready to get put back on. Once we get the water pump off, this is a new water pump. I just want to see how many bolts there are in order to remove the water pump, because I don't know how many there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there should be 6 screws or nuts or whatever they're going to be in order to remove the water pump. So let's get that taken off. I didn't really film it, but I did get all the bolts and the screws, all the bolts and the nuts taken off of the water pump. There's 6 of them in total, like I mentioned. They're starting from the top. It's from the top going all the way down, all the way around. It goes from 2 bolts to 1 nut, 2 bolts to 1 nut, all the way around. So there's 2 studs in there on that water pump. So now, I mean, we can start removing it since I got all the screws and the nuts off. Should be ready to come out. I'm just gonna make sure that I put the pan right underneath it, even though, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna make a whole entire mess, because I mean, there's nothing to stop or nothing to try and prevent the flow from like spilling everywhere. It's just gonna happen, I'm pretty sure. So let's try and get that water pump out of there and see how much of a mess we make. No! That, my friends, is how you make a mess. The water pump open. Let me kind of show you guys on the new one. This one right here, as you guys can tell, this is how it sits right there on the car. There's this little indentation, as you can tell right there, kind of right there. If it focuses. Well, you guys get the point. Right there, you fit a crowbar in there, and you just pry it open. As simple as putting it right here and lifting off. Bam! It opens, coolant falls off of there from the water pump, and you're good to go. Now that it's completely drained out, like on the floor and on the pan, now we can officially remove it all. There we go. There's the water pump. Since the water pump is out, I'm going to start cleaning up all that's in here, make it look a little bit nicer, and I'm gonna have to scrape off where the water pump connected to the block. So scrape all the edges off so that the new silicone is gonna be able to sit perfectly onto there without any moisture on there. I don't know why this one kind of has like a small little gasket. As you guys can tell, that little black thing around there, I don't think it comes with a gasket, but I mean, I'm still gonna be putting silicone on there, so it won't really matter. I don't really think they sell a gasket. I don't know why that's there. My new one doesn't have it, or when I was looking for the parts, there was nothing there that it said that it needed a gasket, so silicone should do. So I got it cleaned up for the most part. I did unplug a lot of the wiring, like this one that goes right here, this other plug that went connected to right here, so just to kind of free up some space, because as you guys can tell now, there's a lot more space than what it was before. Cleaned it up somewhat, a little bit good. The only problem is if I were to put the water pump, as you guys can tell, probably right there, maybe there's still some coolant right there, and as much as I try to blow it out, it just keeps coming out. So what I'm thinking, that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug where the thermostat goes. So the thermostat is right here. The thermostat's in here. So I'm gonna undo that, undo the hose, and maybe that will stop the coolant from flowing all the way through there. And hopefully that stops the leaking from the water pump, because it might not stick. If there's any water in there, it might not stick to the sealant. So we don't want that. We don't want the water pump to be leaking, and you know, it's gonna keep causing problems if we don't do it right. Removing the thermostat neck right here, it didn't really solve the issue. There was still coolant that was coming out through right here, through where the water pump is at. So what I kind of figured out right now is if I stick the rag in there, it kind of buys me some time in order for the coolant to come back out. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to put RTV or silicone, whatever you guys want to call it, on the new water pump, have the water pump ready to go, and I'll stick the rag all the way inside there where the water pump is at, drying as much as I can to try and buy me some time in order for me to put the water pump back on there. So I might as well, before I get to doing all that, might as well do the thermostat that's right there, since I already have it exposed, and we can button up the thermostat neck back onto there, and we should be done with the thermostat. So let's get that one done, and then we'll worry about the water pump next. So I'm about to start
putting the silicone on the water pump, but I did want to note something. There is a small little like chip right here in the corner, if it's even gonna want to focus. Right there, as you guys can tell, right there. So it's kind of lifted up right there. I feel like if I should sand that down, or maybe it won't even make a difference since the silicone is gonna be in here and that's on the outside. I don't know. Maybe I'll just sand it down just to be safe. I mean, there's nothing wrong with sanding it, so I'm gonna sand that down. Might as well. And then I'll put the silicone in here, and the next clip you guys will see is me putting the water pump back onto there. Check out the new water pump in. As you guys can tell, silicone is all over the place. It says that you're supposed to let it dry, hand tighten it for 1 hour, and hand tighten and then leave it for an hour, and then once the hour passes, tighten it to torque specs. But I didn't read that, so I just tightened them like fully completely. So hopefully that doesn't mess up anything. I doubt it, but I mean the silicone is squirting out all around the edges, so I'm pretty sure I did a good job. But I can't put any fluids in the system or have the car running with any fluids until 24 hours. So until tomorrow around this day, or I'll probably just wait till Sunday, put all the fluids in, and we'll get the car started and see. Hopefully there's no leaks or anything like that. So for now, I'm gonna wait an hour. Maybe they might need to be tightened down a little bit more, and then we'll put the pulley back on, and then we're gonna start putting the new serpentine belt on. The thermostat's already on, so that's all we're missing is the serpentine belt, and then we can put the alternator, and we should be good. We should be good. Hopefully I'll be able to finish everything up tonight, just button everything up, and then put the coolant until Sunday, and then fire up the car for the first time in like 2 weeks. So the pulley is on. I completely attached it with the 4 bolts that hold the pulley to the water pump. Not only that, but I also got all the wiring put back to where it needs to go. I just haven't put the alternator back. I think I'm gonna hold off on the alternator for tonight because I kind of want to let the the silicone dry completely till tomorrow. I want to put the alternator because I don't want to be touching it right there on the silicone and mess it up or something like that. I don't know. I just rather wait till tomorrow, especially since it is getting pretty late. Pretty much that's all that needs to be done. It's the serpentine belt and the alternator, and then just put coolant on it on Sunday. Yeah, I'm gonna put the coolant on Sunday morning, fire it up Sunday morning. Hopefully everything's working right, no leaks or anything like that, because if there's leaks, oh boy, am I gonna be mad. I mean, my first time doing all this, and also I know I didn't film as much because I was really into it, and since this was my first time, I kind of wanted to get the hang of what you need to do in order to get it off, just in case if any of this malfunctions or anything like that, I would already know what to do. So I was really focused on what I was doing, just to be careful that I wasn't ripping wires or stripping a bolt or something like that. So I'm sorry if it wasn't as clear as to what I was doing, but hopefully I was able to capture enough for you guys to enjoy the video. But like I said, I'll do the alternator tomorrow, so I'm gonna put everything away, clean everything up, and see you guys tomorrow morning. So it's the next morning, and doesn't appear to be any leakage from down here. Not that there would be a lot, because I mean there's no coolant in the system. There's just a little bit that was right there where the water pump was at, because as you guys saw, I had to put a rag in there because it kept on leaking a little bit. So for now, all I'm gonna do is put the alternator on there, put the belt, get the belt ready, get all that situated, and then we should be good for today. So the alternator's in, the serpentine belt is on, the new one, and it's all put back together. I got all the wiring put back onto the alternator, so it's all ready to go, get its coolant put in. My dad gave me some help with the serpentine belt because it was kind of giving me trouble. It's kind of hard to do it with one person, but it's in now. We actually already cranked it over to make sure that the serpentine belt was perfectly onto the pulleys, so we're good on that. The only thing left is the coolant. My dad was saying that, I mean, it's perfectly fine to start putting the coolant into the system, so I think I'm probably gonna be doing that. So we might get the car started right now. So let's get the coolant in, and we'll get the tire, put everything back on. Actually, I'm gonna rotate the tires before we take the car out, and well, coolant first, then that, and then take the car out for a drive. So as you guys can tell, it's pretty topped off in there. I am gonna let the car run for a bit, let the thermostat open and get as many air bubbles gone as possible. Then I'll let the vehicle cool again and we'll fill it up. So it's a pretty clean surface, pretty dirty surface down there. If there's any leaks, we'll see any type of drops coming off. So this is it. Everything's check. Okay, let's do it. Here we go. In 2 weeks, haven't driven this car. Oh damn, 2 weeks haven't driven this car. We're about to give it the first startup in a while. Let's do it. Hopefully there's no leaks. Please, no leaks. Oh, looks good. No leaks. So I just got done washing the car and I'm about to go out for a drive to go get rid of all these water spots because since I didn't want to dry the car by hand, I kind of want to air dry it, and as well I want to test out the car, see if we're gonna get any leaking from the water pump. So I'm gonna go out for a drive and we'll see if the water pump breaks or if there's any leaks or anything like that. Seems to be holding up pretty decent, but I won't be able to check for any leaking until I get to the house. So I'm heading there. I'm heading to the house right now just to make sure there's no leaking or whatnot. But I get a lot of people asking me why did I remove my windshield wipers, that I should be using my windshield wipers and whatnot. I don't need my windshield wipers. You guys can tell I just washed my car. There was a whole bunch of droplets on the windshield and I put Rain-X. I always put Rain-X on the windshield. That way I don't have to run any windshield wipers. But I get a lot of people complaining that, oh, why would you remove your windshield wipers? Why would you remove the windshield washer fluid and whatnot? You don't need your windshield wiper, guys. If you clay bar your windshield, wax your windshield, put Rain-X on your windshield, you'll be good. You don't need no windshield wiper. So for all those people complaining, get out of here. I just got back from driving the TC and I don't see any problems. The temperatures were good. It stayed at the same place, right in the middle between hot and cold. I don't see any leaks down under the car. I don't hear any more whining noises. I don't see any more blinking from the headlight. I turned them on right now. They don't blink anymore. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything is fixed. I'm glad that the water pump isn't leaking coolant or anything like that, because since that was my first time replacing the water pump, thermostat, serpentine belt, and the alternator, I'm glad that everything went smoothly. Super happy that everything's done. Now I can start driving my car again. It was a good experience, especially since I did all of this myself. My dad helped me out here and there, but for the most part, I learned a little bit more about the TC, which I'm pretty happy about, pretty stoked about that. TC is clean as well. Just give it a quick little wash and it's looking clean again. It's looking sort of new. Just needs the body kit on there. It just needs new paint and it's gonna be looking good. But I mean, pretty much that's where I'm gonna end today's video. We got everything done, all the maintenance stuff that needed to be done for the TC. So hopefully I don't need to do any more maintenance stuff later on in the future. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting the build and supporting the channel. We're getting close to 5,000 subscribers, and if you guys are new to the channel, once we reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away one of my lips, the FRS V1 lip, the Rocket Bunny one. It's not Rocket Bunny, it's from, I don't know, a different company, but it is the Rocket Bunny replica. So once we reach 5,000 subscribers, which we're really close, I'm going to be giving it away. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys like the videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out and embrace yourself.